Hello, this is Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you for your time. I'm continuing with the series Starting Nonprofits Tutorials. And in this video message, we are focusing on step 12 of 20, which is file the Articles of Incorporation with the Secretary of State office. So again, this is step 12 of 20 of starting a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we're talking about filing the Articles of Incorporation with the Secretary of State office. Nonprofit professionals must complete an application to file the Articles of Incorporation with the Secretary of State office in the state in which they plan to operate to earn approval to operate in that state. Again, nonprofit professionals, people who are applying for 501c3 status, must complete an application to file the Articles of Incorporation with the Secretary of State's office to earn approval from the Secretary of State office to operate the nonprofit in that state. So if, for example, you want to operate your 501c3 nonprofit organization in North Dakota, then you would need to complete an application with the North Dakota Secretary of State's office to file the Articles of Incorporation. Now, the Articles of Incorporation just spells out what you plan to do in the state, what kind of services you're planning to offer in the state. You also have to include two clauses. One is called indemnification, and the second is called dissolution. So you will have to include those two clauses in addition to explaining the purpose of your 501c3 nonprofit organization. And then the Secretary of State's office will determine whether or not your purpose, indemnification clause, and dissolution clause meets the requirements to operate in the state. Now, once they've said, okay, yes, you meet the requirements to operate in the state, then they will send you an approval of your Articles of Incorporation. And normally it's just a copy of your articles with a stamp that says the articles have been filed with the Secretary of State's office, and it will also have the date of filing. Now, the date of filing is very, very important to document because you will need it later on in the application process. Now, while you're filing your application, once you get your filed copy of your Articles of Incorporation that says they've been approved and filed with the date, you must include a copy of the filed articles with the Form 1023 application for recognition of exemption, supplemental responses, in order for the IRS to give you a determination letter. This is one of the documents called supplemental responses that you must attach to your Form 1023 application for recognition of exemption in order to earn the determination letter. Now, the determination letter is the approval letter from the IRS that says, congratulations, you have earned 501c3 status. That's the process. This is step 12, filing the Articles of Incorporation. Now, I'm going to provide a very short demonstration of how to file Articles of Incorporation for 2 states. Now, every state, all 50 states, use a different process to filing the Articles of Incorporation. Every state. I have, of course, you know, I complete the application package for people across the country. And I've worked with 18 Secretary of State's offices. So I can tell you that they're different. And I'm sure all of the other ones are different. So you have to learn how to file the Articles of Incorporation in the state in which you plan to offer your services. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to file in North Carolina and South Carolina, just to show you how different the two processes are. Okay, so I'm going to pause my screen, pause the sharing for just a moment so that I can get those two websites pulled up. I've already have them queued. I just have to get them pulled up for you. So if you would just let me pause for just one moment while I do that. Thank you so much for your patience. This is just one thing I would like to demonstrate in the learning. So I'm going to resume sharing my screen in just one moment so that you can see what I'm talking about. And the first place that I'm going to show you is the North Carolina Secretary of State's office website. So now you should be looking at the North Carolina Secretary of State's office website. And the first thing you want to do before filing your articles is to make sure that your name that you want to use for your 501c3 nonprofit organization is available. So you want to do a search. I'm just going to do company. And I'm just going to put starting with, and then I'm just going to put John Doe Learning. Misspelled learning plan. Incorporated, because you want to use the incorporated because you are incorporating your nonprofit when you file the articles of incorporation with the Secretary of State's office. That means you are incorporating your nonprofit organization. So I'm going to search and see if that name is available, because no need to filing your articles of incorporation if the name isn't available because your application will be rejected. So in this case, the name is available. It says records found 0. So that lets me know the search results tell me that the John Doe Learning Plan Incorporated name is available. So now I go to the next step with the North Carolina Secretary of State's office. I'm going to click on the next tab here. And let me pause my screen just 1 second, please, to make sure that you're seeing the right. Yep. Okay. Again, I just want to demonstrate this, so I really appreciate your patience and allowing me to do this. So I know from my experience with using the North Carolina Secretary of State's office website that you go to the forms. North Carolina still uses forms. It's not an online process completely yet. So you will have to locate the form that you would need to file the articles of incorporation for a nonprofit. Be careful when you're looking to file your articles of incorporation to make sure that you look for the form, in this case, for a nonprofit organization, not a for-profit. And you would notice if you did a for-profit, because for-profit fees are normally substantially higher than the filing of a nonprofit articles of incorporation. So North Carolina charges $60 to complete an application to file the articles of incorporation. And that's another thing that varies from Secretary of State's office to Secretary of State's office is the filing fee. Some are less, some are more than $60. So I found the right form, so I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to put it on my desktop. Then I'm going to open it up. And it just gives you, the first page includes the instructions for completing articles of incorporation for a nonprofit organization. And of course, you would read the instructions so that you will understand what you're doing. It's always good. And then once you've read the instructions, you just complete the application. And again, this is what North Carolina looks like. So you would put in your name of the nonprofit organization or corporation is, and you just go through. I'm not going to read through each line because, again, it varies from Secretary of State's office to Secretary of State's office what the application even entails. Most of it has similar information, of course, the name and address of the nonprofit and your board members or incorporators, whatever that Secretary of State's office calls your board of directors. And then it has a second page here that you complete. And then you just put the date and the name of the entity. And one thing I don't like about the Secretary of State's offices, they normally use the word business instead of nonprofit. I wish they wouldn't do that, but just know you're not starting a business in the way we know a business. It's for profit. This is a nonprofit organization. And you know that because that's what form you selected. And then you would you would type the name of your incorporator's name and your title, whatever your title is, and you can mail it in. Some people still mail it in, but recently the North Carolina Secretary of State's office allows you to upload this document and then pay your fee online. And that's a new feature. You still have to complete this document, but at least you can upload it to the Secretary of State's office and pay the fee, $60 fee online. So that's North Carolina. That's how North Carolina looks. So I'm going to pause my screen once again so that I can now pull up the South Carolina Secretary of State's office site so that you can see the difference. Because again, every Secretary of State's office has a different way of presenting the information. So now I'm going to resume my screen. And now I am on the South Carolina Secretary of State's office website, and it looks dramatically different. It's so easy. And South Carolina is my home state. So I'm proud of South Carolina because this is so easy. So you have the welcome page, and welcome to the South Carolina Secretary of State's Corporation Search, Filing, and Document Retrieval System. And you want to, like I said, I don't like this word business, new business. I wish it would say new nonprofit because it can be so confusing. But we know we're starting on a business because I've already queued this page up and I searched for the nonprofit entities. Sorry about that. So I'm going to click on start a new business filing. And the first thing is, what's the name of the business that you want to start with? Now, you notice I didn't have to go from one site to one site. I just clicked on it and it took me to this page. So that's an improvement, right, over North Carolina. So I'm going to do the same thing, John Doe. See if South Carolina has a John Doe Learning Solutions. I think that's what I called it. I'm going to see if South Carolina, because even though North Carolina didn't have one, that doesn't mean South Carolina doesn't. So let's see. I think I misspelled incorporated the last time. Okay, so I'm going to do a search. This name is available. Okay, North Carolina said no names were found like this, but this tells me more clearly that this name is available. So I can just go ahead and click on add new entity. And then you have to log on for South Carolina because everything in South Carolina is web based. You don't complete a form and upload it like you would with North Carolina. You do everything here. So I'm going to form selection, yes, domestic entity, and I'm going to click on nonprofit. Be careful of what you choose, nonprofit. And then it says available forms, articles of incorporation. Isn't that what we want? Yes, it's what we want. $25, start filing. And so then you just go through the different screens and you complete the information. And at the end, you will review. Step 3 is review and pay. And then you get a confirmation. Now, that doesn't mean that you've been approved. No, your confirmation just tells you you've applied and they are reviewing the information that you presented to them. So again, this doesn't mean that you are approved. This means you have successfully applied. And that goes for North Carolina and South Carolina. When you upload your application to North Carolina, it's for review. You will be notified via email whether or not your application is approved. And they will also attach a filed copy of your articles of incorporation to that email. You would then download that copy of your filed articles of incorporation and put it to the side, save it on your desktop or wherever you save documents, so that you can attach it in the supplemental responses when we get to the 1023 application for recognition of exemption process. Now, if there is a need for additional information or clarification, then that email will stipulate that too. You won't outright be rejected. They will just ask for additional information. So I just wanted to share with you the 2 steps to filing your, uh, completing your application to file your articles of incorporation. So I'm going to pause my screen one last time so that I can go back to the PowerPoint and finish up this class. Okay, just one moment, almost there. I hope this has been helpful to you. So I'm going to continue on with the PowerPoint. Again, I'm Susan Woods. I started a 501c3 nonprofit organization in 2006. I offer 2 programs underneath the umbrella over a 10-year period. Even though I don't offer any programs right now, I do maintain my 501c3 status by filing my Form 990 information return every year to prevent revocation by the IRS. I've earned 3 nonprofit management certificates, one from Winthrop University, please forgive me, 3 nonprofit management certificates, one from Duke University, one from Wake Forest University, and one from Winthrop University. I'm also a 3-time graduate of Winthrop University, earning a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree, a Master of Arts in Teaching degree, and a Master of Business Administration degree. I teach in-person classes, and I also offer online classes. All of my classes are listed on my website. And again, I do complete the Form 1023 application for recognition of exemption for clients across the country, and that includes completing the application to file their articles of incorporation. Everything that you've learned so far, steps 1 through 12, I complete for my clients across the country. My website is www.trustsusanwoods.com. That's www.trustsusanwoods.com. Thank you so much for participating in the Starting Nonprofit Tutorial Series. This was step 12 of 20 of starting a 501c3 nonprofit organization. If you want to start a nonprofit organization yourself and you don't have the time, or maybe you don't have the desire to do the work that needs to be done to complete the application, I invite you to go to my website, www.trustsusanwoods.com, and click on the reserve consultation link so that we can talk about your nonprofit vision and how I can help you get your 501c3 status. Again, I'm Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you so much for your valuable time and have a great day.